Honorable Ikenga Ugochinyere, member House of Representatives and a member of the PDP. Good to have you with us in the studio.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so let's start the discussions here in the studio. Honorable Ugochinyere, welcome back. First, no one expected that your party was going to lose the way it lost Imo State. We thought that at least PDP and Labour Party will give the APC some run for its money, but the result is not showing that. It's not showing that at all. What happened?
Do you have a result? You don't have a result.
INEC has already announced the result. Imo, Hope Uzodinma, 540,308. Sam Ayahu, 71,503. And then, of course, Senator Ethan Achonu, 64,081. The gap is huge. How do you explain that?
There's no gap in the first place. What you have is just that our election has gotten to a point where players are so shameless and people will be doing evil even when you catch them. They'll be bold enough to stand on what they're doing. 540 from where to where? Even when Peter Obi ran the election and then everybody came out and voted for him, the total vote cast in Imo was not up to 500.
Peter
and you talk about, yes.
Peter Obi,
yes,
okay, as presidential candidate.
Yes. Now you talk of...
APC actually won that state.
You now talk of, no, 300 and something. Obi won there, 300 and something. Now you talk of this an election that came at a time where there was total breakdown of law and order and people have even fled from the state. And then there was voter apathy and then suddenly Uzodinma, who came third in the last election, I claim to have won with 540. Let me explain to you why I say this is madness, and you can't use it to measure to say PDP or Labour Party. There's no contest in the first place. You saw a total display of electoral madness. You saw attack on voters, attack on agents of political parties. Some of them don't even before they come inside the collection center. You saw materials not getting to the polling. This is the first time in our electoral process that people wake up, hijack a total, 4, 5, 15 wards and take it to a particular location. No accreditation, no voting, and then figures were, I was even, the 540 is low. You should have even made it 1.2 million or thereabout. This was a joke. Most of them have not won any legitimate mandate as long as Saturday election is concerned. And let me explain to you why. It's very simple. This election, going by the provision of the Electoral Act, was supposed to be guided by a BVAS accreditation. Yes. So it means that if you accredit 4, your vote should be 4. If not 3 or 2. But when you accredit 1 and your vote is 500 and he says score 540, that's madness. And I'll give you some few examples for you to understand. Just 7 examples for you to understand. And I want Nigerians who are also watching us to go to www.inecelectionresult.ng and also see for themselves. You go to a place like Izuogu Ward 1. Accreditation is 1. One accreditation by the BVAS.
One person.
One person. Now look at the vote scored by Uzodinma. The vote scored by the total vote cast. The vote scored by APC is 275. 1 accredited. And I will take it later, you go and check it. And in this particular area, the total number of registered voters we have here is 323. The people that voted is 328. 323, 320 voted. 3. And we made the investigation. About 5 people have died in this particular location. So how did you arrive at this nonsense and you call it election result? Is that how you win? Now you go to a place like Omuma, where the governor comes from. Now, look at the number accredited by the BVAS is 13. The vote the governor is scoring here is 400. Is this what you call defeating of PDP? Now, you go to a place like Okigwe. You know what is happening in Okigwe? The insecurity, people have fled their homes. Okigwe is turning the highest number ever in Imo history. Now, in this particular area, they call Amori. Look at the vote scored. 509. Accreditation 0. Nobody was accredited. You can see there's no accreditation figure up here. Nobody was accredited. And then you see 500 as vote cast. You go to a place like Obowo, Otoko, Okolonaoho, or what they call it. Vote accredited is 10. Look at the vote the governor is scoring. 927. 10 accredited. Score 927. This is madness. You don't declare me as an election. It will be insulting to people who believe in election. Go to Ndiheme in Arondizog. Here, no accreditation at all. And what is the vote is scoring? 750. People, people are called criminals gathered and concocted figures and force it to be announced. You can't call it election. It's a crime scene. Both the collection officers and those who were involved in this election by now are supposed to be arrested in any decent country. You go to December Tokobo 012. Vote accredited is 83. What are they scoring? 459. And the last one, from the same Otoko, 007 polling unit in Obo, accredited voters is 73. They are scoring 599. So how do you not say that he beat anybody?
Incidentally, all of these examples that you have Sure. Yeah.
Okigwe, Oru East, Idato, the same
Do you
everywhere.
have the one from your own polling unit, for instance, whether your polling unit is among
No, in my polling unit, because they know that definitely I have that capacity to quell some of those madness. In my own polling unit, even after voting, they refuse to transmit. We have to pin them down and force them to transmit. That's why I was able to deliver my polling unit.
What is in the IREV?
Yes, it's correct. Because I heard them.
What about
The other areas, they didn't allow voting to take place, not to upload. So the point I'm trying to make.
In your federal constituency,
yes, that's what I showed you in Aaron.
And these ones,
let me show you my federal. Yes. No, look at here. This is Izuogo Ward 1, where you have where you have 323 as the total number of registered voters. They say 320 came out. There's about 4 people we know that have died. Yes. So you can see that this thing is just cooked up figures that doesn't have any basis. And in that one, only 1 person came out for accreditation, because these are where you have most of the activities of insurgents. 1 person came out. Now, what is the vote they recorded they scored? They scored 275. So what I'm saying is that if this is a decent society, first of all, you ought not have declared Uzodinma winner. What you need to do, going by the provision of the letter, was to recalculate. Recollect it.
But that would be if there were protests.
There was protests. No, people that were even protesting, you saw them inside the collection center. He saw talks inside the collection center, beating both Labour and PDP and throwing them out.
Yes, it is not.
You saw it physically.
It is not at the state collection center that the protest should start.
The protest started from the World Collection Center.
Because this is a governorship election.
Yes.
The first place you go to for collation is the ward.
Yes.
From polling units.
Yes.
It is assumed that at the polling units, party agents will be given the copies of the results. And so you may not have complaints at that, except if what they gave you is outrightly not what happened.
Yes.
So agents may not have problems with polling units.
Yes.
But by the time you leave the polling unit, you already have one result from that polling unit.
Yes.
And that result has also been uploaded to the IREF. So by the time you are moving to the ward, you already have 2 results. 2 in the sense that you have the hard copy that was given to you at that polling unit.
Yes.
And you have the copy that was uploaded.
Yes.
So you have something to compare what you have with. So it is when you do the comparison, and then there's a problem that you raise it at the ward. So the first point of agitation actually should be the ward. Those things that you just showed us, were they raised at the first point of
and that's what I'm saying, that if there was an election in the first place, then you now have the chance to be raising this. What you have, with all due respect, was an armed robbery operation. What do you call it, an armed robbery operation?
Even an armed robbery operation,
yes, you don't
where
have
you catch the robbers, you ask them
questions. Now, let me tell you, when you go to the polling unit, for instance, 70% of those polling units did not receive the materials. Like you go to around the Zog, Iheme Ward, Ndimoko 1, Zog Ward 1, Zog Ward 2, they took the entire materials. It did not get to the ward or before you talk about voting and raising objection. So they took it in the hands of a party chieftain in Akwa, sat down there and allocated figure. That is why you see the Beavers machine will be showing you 1. Are you getting me? Why the total vote cast is almost over 200 and something. There was no voting in those polling. Then in polling units where there was voting, they took them. In some of them, the INEC staff will tell you that they're under instruction not to transmit, that they must take it to the local government headquarters. When they reach to the local government headquarters, they use the already prepared result sheet to upload. And that is why you see most of the things that were uploaded, if you go to the server right now, their accreditation is far, far below to the result with which the person was declared the winner, showing you that this result was just filled up and uploaded, and they did it deliberately. They didn't want to care about accreditation. Some of them did not even know that the IRF have improved that even when you transmit fake result, the machine automatically puts in the generated figure of accreditation. That they didn't know. If they had known, they wouldn't have done this kind of mad work, because before, in the last election, the IRF did not have the accredited figures automatically popping up from the beavers onto the server. But in this election, the total number accredited in that machine, the machine sends it separate to the server. Different from what you are transmitting. That's why you see now. Look at where it's showing now. The
INEC chairman alluded to the fact that there is a surprise. Probably
this is the surprise. No, this is the complete surprise. They didn't know this would be there. That's why once you open the INEC IRF now, you see first accredited figure, then you see what was transmitted. So all that was transmitted is different from what the machine automatically gave you as accreditation. So when you calculate this, you now see that Uzodinma's vote was not up to 60,000. So there's no way you could have declared him winner in the first place, because he never won any election. And this is just an upgrade from the last one they did at the Supreme Court, where he took result of 388 polling units, and if there are 600 registered voters, he was scoring 600. That happened because accreditation was not adhered to. Now he returns it back in a higher grade. This time around, not allowing materials to go to the voting area and automatically writing figures and uploading. He doesn't have a legitimate mandate. But because Nigeria is a place where we have accepted criminalities, that's why people can do this and go to the church that same Sunday or thereabout and receive Holy Communion and nothing happens to them.